David/Tix from Discord asks, when's the next Q&A? Today! Salutations, I am the Vengeful Vadam.
And I'm Cortana.
And welcome to our 4th Q&A video. We're celebrating a new milestone of 20,000 YouTube subscribers.
I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think you'd make it this far.
Neither did I.
No, really. You're basically a treasure trove of useless information. How anyone is able to withstand your consistent usage of the phrases in the beta, in the final game, and in retail, for hours on end has me baffled. Use new words.
Since Cortana's still relatively new here, she doesn't really have any questions towards her, so if you guys want, you can leave questions for her as well as for myself.
Keep them sensible, please.
We'll start with White and Turbine on Discord. What or who made you want to create your Halo Reach mod? I'll answer both the what and the who. I personally haven't been the biggest fan of the Halo Reach sandbox ever since it came out. I don't necessarily hate Reach, I just happen to find other Halo games more fun to play. With that said, I wanted to take a crack at a mod that would turn the Reach campaign into something that I personally find more fun to play. A lot of the decisions that I made for Halo Reach Evolved didn't sit well for a good number of people, and that's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions, although I do want to bring back the sword and the plasma launcher to the sandbox. I'm going to be honest, the two reasons I made them detonate in the first place was as follows. One, I couldn't find much of a unique niche for either of them compared to other weapons that played similar roles, and the other reason was out of curiosity to see how the weapon detonation mechanics worked in the Reach engine. There are actually legacy features dating back all the way to CE. As for who inspired me to make this mod, I have to thank GameCheat13 for convincing me to try to make Halo mods, as I cover them on this channel all the time. I feel it was time for me to try making my own Halo mod for once, and I owe it to GameCheat for talking me into it. Thanks for the question. Our next one is from Phoenix Samurai on YouTube. How do you think someone should start off with trying to mod games? Your Halo Reach Evolved mod has really inspired me to get into modding, but I really don't know where to start. I'm happy that Halo Reach Evolved was the catalyst to your interest in modding Halo. I suggest downloading the latest version of Assembly and just start tinkering with a program using whatever supported Halo game you wish to mod. Here's an important piece of advice. Don't be afraid to ask anyone big in the Halo modding scene for help. I've asked my fair share of questions towards people like GameCheat13 and Lord Zed, and Halo Reach Evolved wouldn't be anywhere close to resembling what it is today had it not been for their help. If they're not available, there's always YouTube tutorials as well. Also, always save backups of the original map files in case you mess something up. I hope this helps you in any future Halo modding endeavors you may have, and I hope MCCPC provides us with excellent modding tools. Blitzard from Discord asks, do you have any other games or franchises where you want to do machinimas? To be honest, not really. Halo is the franchise that I feel the most comfortable to do machinima work on. Just personal preference. Thanks for the question.
I wonder what a Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice machinima would look like. It'd probably be about some poor gaming journalist dying over and over while they tried to film footage for their review of the game.
J2 from YouTube asks, I know you don't talk much about competitive Halo, but I'm interested to hear your take on it and maybe what Halo games you find to be the most competitive. Mine is a toss-up between Halos 1 and 2 based on the skill gaps in those games. Anyways, I love your content and keep killing it. Thank you so much for the praise, J2. As for what my favorite competitive Halo title is, it has to be CE.
Boomer.
There are a few aspects to the Combat Evolved metagame that I wish newer Halo titles would incorporate. Competitive Halo has always been about map control, but Combat Evolved takes us to a whole other level. A big one for me is controlling where your teammate spawns in a game of 2v2s. There are certain spawn points that you can block so you can have your teammate spawn in a more desirable position, such as the second floor of Derelict. There are also random zones on most maps that you can stand in that force your teammates to spawn just about anywhere on the map, although you can't control where they'll spawn specifically. It's literally random. Another example is throwing around weapons and power-ups with frag grenades. Halo 5 actually brought this back, but it only works for weapon pickups, and you have to use a plasma grenade. CE, on the other hand, lets you nade power-ups to yourself, which can help you and your teammate out of a sticky situation. It's these subtle intricacies in the CE meta that make it my personal favorite, and I'd like to get much better at this game on a competitive level. Rusuki from Discord asks, which arbiter design do you think is better, Bungie or 343's?
Somebody alert Halo Twitter, we had an art style question.
I kind of like both equally, but I'm leaning towards Anniversary. Longtime fans of this channel know that the Halo 2 classic elites are my personal favorite when it comes to design, but the Arbiter in Halo 2 Anniversary looks really good, especially when it comes to his eyes and how he expresses himself in the cutscenes. Thanks for the question. Battletrap360 asks, have you heard of the tragedy of Darth... Actually, you know what? Cortana?
What?
Have you heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
You're really going to make me do this, aren't you? No.
I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
He could actually save people from death.
The dark side of the Force is the pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What happened to him?
He became so powerful, the only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew, then his apprentice killed him in his sleep. It's ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from a Jedi. Thanks for doing this with me, Cortana.
Don't ever make me do something like that again. I don't even like Star Wars, especially the prequels.
Dr. Oldboy from Discord asks, is there something you want to implement in Reach Evolved, but it never made it to the final version due to tool limitations or other practical reasons? I would have liked to have included new models onto some of the content seen in Halo Reach. For example, the Eviscerator is a modified spiker that acts like a full auto shotgun. I would have personally liked to have made it use a new model entirely, as I don't see it as a different variation of the spiker, but as a new brute weapon all on its own. The new Plasma Flamethrower Revenant, the Apparition, could have used a new model as well. I would have liked one that had seats that covered the driver and passenger to protect them from the flames. Thanks for the question. Paladin Leroy from YouTube asks, what's your favorite Halo game?
I swear if this boomer says Halo 1.
Halo Combat Evolved is my
And there we
personal
go.
favorite Halo game. It has my favorite campaign, my favorite weapon sandbox, my favorite multiplayer component as well as the competitive metagame surrounding it, and Halo Custom Edition has a whole suite of content not seen in any other Halo.
The future is now, old man. What's so bad about Halo 5? It even has the Halo 1 pistol you worship so much.
I'm not having this discussion with you, Cortana. It's just gonna piss the comment section off.
Whatever, Geezer.
Bob the Builder from YouTube asks, do you plan on doing any other Halo Machinima like your Lemmy Smash series? I don't currently have any plans for new Machinima just yet. I may come back to it in the future if I'm inspired, but for now I just want to keep up with the kinds of videos I'm currently putting out. I do hope that Halo Infinite will provide excellent tools for machinimators. They did announce a while ago that split screen is back, so that's a plus. I'm also hoping for controllable bipeds for different characters, such as Marines, Hunters, Grunts, Jackals, Prometheans, etc. Noah Gamer Bros II asks, will I be on this? Yes, you will. Second, what do you think of Halo 5 weapons? I'm just going to talk about a few weapons because if I were to give my thoughts on every Halo 5 weapon, we'll be here all day. Anyways, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I find that automatics like the assault rifle are way too strong in Halo 5 due to the generous headshot multipliers that they have, although I do appreciate that they're viable weapons now. I do really like the Halo 5 pistol. It's the most fun that I've had using a Halo pistol since ODST. It's a shame that it completely outclasses the battle rifle though. I'm also a big fan of this game's rendition of the Carbine. Something about using this weapon is extremely satisfying. Not sure if it's the sound effects, the rate of fire, or a mix of the two, but I really enjoy using it. Lastly, I'm torn on the wreck weapons. I really like how you can utilize a glitch in Halo 5 Forge to combine certain traits between two wreck weapons to create a brand new weapon entirely. However, I'm just not a fan of the wreck system in Halo 5 at all. RNG based loot box systems like this that provide players with exclusive weapons isn't something I can get behind, and it makes playing Warzone a slog in my opinion.
Maybe you just suck and need to get good.
I don't even do that bad. Okay, maybe you're right.
Noobmaster69 over here.
Finn the 13th on YouTube asks, do you think that, in your hands, the ODST suppressed versions of the SMG and Magnum, or the mainstream versions? I find the mainstream SMG and the suppressed Magnum best. I'm going to assume you're asking which versions I prefer. In that case, I also prefer the ODST Magnum compared to the Halo 2 version it's based on. I also prefer the ODST SMG compared to the regular version. The ODST versions of these weapons are a key reason as to why I love Halo 3 ODST so much. They're great weapons that are very fun to use. Thanks for the question. Our last question of the day comes from Draco Studios from YouTube. If you were to be roommates with any Halo YouTuber and a Halo character for 1 year, who would they be and why? Sometimes I have trouble falling asleep at night. I think a good remedy to this would be if somebody were to read me a bedtime story. Hidden Xperio could be the man for the job, as I believe a wholesome story about the methods of torture done to the inmates at Midnight Facility would be an excellent way to ease my mind. As for the Halo character, I'm going to say Yap Yap the Destroyer. I can't think of any other Halo character that'd be willing to drive with me to Taco Bell at 3 a.m.
That's all? That's the only reason?
Yeah? Tacos are amazing, especially before dawn. What, do you expect Andrew Del Rio to want to come with me at that hour?
That has got to be the dumbest justification for a roommate I have ever heard.
Why?
You have to think of the more important aspects in a roommate. Will they help with the rent? Are they hygienic? Are they even sane?
I think I'll just stick to late night tacos.
Good luck.
And that's gonna do for this Q&A. Make sure to leave your questions for me, whether it's in the YouTube comment section, in my Discord server, or tweet out to me at Vengeful Vadam. If, and only if, you enjoyed this video, hit the like button as it helps my channel greatly, and subscribe for more Halo content on this channel. Make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. If you'd like to further support this channel in a voluntary matter, I also have a Patreon account where you can donate however much you like. Benefits include a shout out in each of my upcoming videos, a patron role on my Discord server, and an exclusive weekly blog where I post content that won't be seen anywhere else. Shoutouts go to Storm from Storm and Blackbird, Sunny Boy, and Pablo Escobar for supporting me through Patreon. This is the Vengeful Vadam, and I'll see you on the great journey.
Ciao.